Now, I personally picked the 14-inch, but I might be regretting that size choice. Now, if you're trying to make a decision between these two size choices, my goal in this video is to make it as simple as possible. Basically, there are 3 areas that we need to look at: size, weight, build, and portability, which counts as 1. Budget, performance temps, and fan noise. Now, before we get into this, most of us know the ideal size that we want to pick, but we might have some concerns or reservations or like features that the other sizing offers. So let's talk about it. Now, when it comes to this 14-inch MacBook Pro, it's obviously the smaller 14.2-inch display, weighing in at 3.5 pounds. But this is the ideal compact portable sizing. It's also a size that a lot of us creators have been waiting for a while, and it's finally here. And a lot of us were extremely excited to take on this 14-inch size and build. Now, when we get into the 16-inch, this is a heftier 16.2-inch display, weighing in at a hefty 4.7 pounds, taking up a sizable amount of real estate. This is a big, thick machine. Honestly, the display is absolutely mesmerizing on the 16-inch variant. It almost makes you forget the size of this thing. Until you go to pack it up and carry it somewhere, you are instantly reminded of its size and weight. Now, to some, that trade-off means nothing, but to others, it actually holds weight. But honestly, the 14-inch variant sizes, weight, and portability can and will appeal to most. But personally, the screen real estate on the 16-inch MacBook Pro makes me want to switch, but that's not the only thing. Budget. Let's talk about it. This is the most controversial topic because it's absolutely 100% subjective. And honestly, it changes everyone's viewpoint on these machines. Let's be real. You have to be conscious of your budget, as it will play a big role in which size machine you choose, as one is slightly more expensive than the other by a couple $100. And that very couple $100 can be applied to a much needed upgrade such as RAM and storage capacity. And what you need in your build versus your budget can and will determine what size you choose to go with. Performance, tips, and fan noise. We can keep this short. The 14-inch is going to run hotter, and the fans will kick on sooner at higher RPMs just due to its sizing, its temps, and it's just physics. It physically can't produce the same airflow and temperature as the 16-inch. All tests have shown that the 16 inches CPU remains cooler and the fans run at lower RPMs in comparison to the 14-inch MacBook Pro under load. Also, in the 16 inches body, the fans are larger due to the case sizing, improving airflow. But when it comes to the 14-inch, Apple is finally allowing the CPU to run hotter as well as the fans to run louder in order to match the performance that of the 16-inch. My only concern with that is how will those higher temps affect the CPU's longevity over time? If you know the answer to that, please leave a comment down in the section below. We all know in the PC world, you overclock, you push, you run these chips harder, but it degrades the longevity. I would assume the same is true here in the 14-inch model under heavy loads. Now, here's my personal case in point. I instantly went with the 14-inch MacBook Pro build because of its size, weight, and portability. It was a no-brainer. It was the new size that we have been waiting for as creators. But I like the screen size and the screen real estate of the 16-inch MacBook Pro. I like the bigger fans and the higher airflow of the 16-inch MacBook Pro. I like the CPU temps in comparison of the 16-inch MacBook Pro. Oh, and the speakers are bigger also. But do I really honestly want to wait until the end of December, possibly January, to rebuild a 16-inch MacBook Pro? I don't think so. I have a question for you. So do you think that the size, weight, and portability of the 14-inch outweighs any concerns of CPU temps and fan noises under load? Or is the screen real estate, the better cooling, and bigger speakers enough to make you forgive the size, weight, and lack of portability? Well, it's still portable, obviously, it's a laptop, of the 16. Or is the screen real estate, better cooling, and bigger speakers enough to make you forgive the heftiness of the MacBook Pro 16-inch?